I'm Dutchy, and let's get into this video. Obviously, the biggest thing is that Marvel Rivals is in third person. I quite like this change because it feels fresh, but also it lets you look around corners, meaning that you can surprise enemies a lot easier. However, this will also work for the enemy team. But the first big thing you'll think about is the team up abilities. Now with the team up abilities, you can select a certain character with another character, and that other character will get a buff and the other character will get an ability or a passive ability. For example, if you choose 4 and have Storm on your side, Storm will gain another ability and 4 will gain some extra health. You also have Star-Lord and Mantis. Add that with Adam Warlock and you'll get a free self-res. Now I feel like this will open up a whole lot of new combo abilities when it comes to playing as a team, meaning that the meta won't always be the same. For example, Magneto. When you use Magneto with Scarlet Witch, you get an extra ability that makes you a DPS powerhouse as a tank. However, Magneto doesn't have too much DPS when it comes to his normal abilities. He needs Scarlet Witch in order to really thrive with his damage. So if Scarlet Witch isn't on your team, I usually end up going with Doctor Strange. Now Doctor Strange has a lot more DPS output, however he still has the shield that Magneto has as well, protecting your team but at the same time dealing some serious damage. Speaking about the abilities, in Marvel Rivals you have a lot more abilities than you would in Overwatch. In Overwatch you usually have 2 to 3 abilities, sometimes 4. However, on Marvel Rivals I feel like most characters have at least 4 abilities. And that's not even all of their passive abilities, which is like floating or being able to climb up a wall, dealing more damage if you do a certain ability on a character first, like Spider-Man with his webs, or with Black Panther where the lower your health is, the more damage you output. Some characters even have passives that allow them to fly the entire game, like Storm or Iron Man. In Overwatch, the closest thing you have to that is Pharah, but Pharah has to touch the ground every now and then to recharge now. It feels like a lot of characters are a lot more flexible in Marvel Rivals than Overwatch. Let's take the Punisher for example. The Punisher is basically Soldier 76. However, he's also Reaper. However, he's also Bastion. It's a big mix of a lot of things. And I also just remembered he's also a little bit of Ash. This simply means that you have a lot more tools for different situations. You're defending a little area? Cool, pull out your turrets and start blasting them from their choke point. Need to quickly blast people out of the sky? You have your assault rifle for that. A Hulk just jumped you? Pull out your shotgun. A Spider-Man quickly jumped you or Black Panther? Use your zipline to get away or your smoke grenade. This definitely doesn't mean that no character has any counters or anything like that. Like, for example, again, with the Punisher's counter is basically Magneto. Magneto can absorb all of the Punisher's damage, and the only thing Magneto has to do is put up a shield. His shield has a bit of a charge, but once it's charged up, he can take infinite damage onto that shield until the charge runs out. Meaning it's extremely good against the Punisher's ultimate. And then Magneto has a counter which I personally reckon is 4, because you can knock Magneto out of place, meaning that he can't cover his team properly. I can talk about counters all day, but I feel like that'll be a better subject for another video. Let's talk about melee characters. Now, the main melee characters in Overwatch are Brigitte and Reinhardt. Everyone else is not really a melee character. However, even though Marvel Rivals isn't even out, we already have quite a few more melee characters than Overwatch. For example, Spider-Man, Magic, Black Panther, Thor, Hulk, and I would also probably say Venom, but that's more of a range melee ability. It's a bit of a weird one. I quite like the way Rivals handles melee characters. They are fast, they can get in, they can get out really easily, and they deal quite a decent amount of damage, if you play them right. And my favorite thing about most of the melee characters is that it's a skill check. You actually have to be decent with these characters and you can't just jump in and start dealing damage. For example, with Spider-Man you definitely need to hit your combos. With Thor you need to get in, pop your shields and make sure that you don't get focused immediately. Same sort of thing with Hulk. Magic is probably the only exception to this, because with Magic you can sort of teleport around and you can deal quite a decent amount of damage. Magic is a little bit of an exception with this one, because Magic feels a lot easier to use than all the other melee characters. However, Magic is also kind of the easiest to kill if she gets out of line. If she uses her teleports a little bit too often and she can't escape, well, then you can easily kill her. However, with someone like Spider-Man, for example, he has the double jump ability, meaning that he can easily evade shots close up, and he also has his web swings, which he has free charges to, meaning that even if he uses 2, he still has 1 to escape. Spider-Man definitely needs this, because if he stays in one spot for too long, the enemy will focus him down and annihilate him quickly. But when it comes to Magic, Magic has the ability to generate shields every single time she hits an enemy, giving Magic more survivability in the midst of a fight, but not more escapability. Now this next one's kind of a small thing, but I really like the change from Overwatch. In Overwatch, if no one's on the cart will stop moving and there will not be any progress made. Because, well, sometimes you need to leave the cart to back up your allies and, well, no one can push it for a while, meaning no one's making progress and you could lose the game for it. In Marvel Rivals, it works more like a capture system. If someone has captured the cart will move forwards. If the enemy team has captured the cart will move backwards. I'm pretty sure it's still the same thing where if there's more people on the cart will move a little bit faster, which means that sometimes you do want to go back to the cart. I know it's a very silly, small thing, but I really like it. Now, ranked in the game feels a lot better than in Overwatch at the moment. Now, everyone knows that when a new season starts in Overwatch, you need to get your rank back by doing a bunch of placement matches. However, in Marvel Rivals, it seems like you're going to be starting off from bronze no matter what. And I like that because you will climb from bronze back to the level that you were. If you do belong in bronze, I'm so sorry. But it feels a lot better that if you are gold, for example, that you climb all the way to gold and at least you climbed all the way to gold, instead of placing in gold, staying in there the entire time. Now, one of the coolest things about ranked is the ban system. Now, the ban system only activates after you hit a certain rank, and I believe that rank was diamond for me. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes my character gets banned, and I hate that, but I like it that I can ban a character on the enemy team. Now, one thing this really excites me for, actually, is that the meta is not gonna get as stale as in Overwatch a lot of the time. You're not gonna have the same characters versing the same characters every single time, because that's just the best combo. This definitely means that there will be a lot more team comps out there than just the 1 or 2 team comps that are meta at the moment. I really hope that Overwatch will learn from Marvel Rivals and Marvel Rivals will learn from Overwatch, allowing both games to become the best that they both can be. Because I don't think there's anything healthier for a game than friendly competition. Anyway, those are all the things that Marvel Rivals does differently than Overwatch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want. I only have a small amount of subscribers at the moment, but if you enjoyed the video, support a small channel. And also, I'll catch you guys on Marvel Rivals when it's out. Bye!